In the land of Assam, bamboo grows tall and figures ubiquitously in life and beliefs, in legends and history. It is in fact a continuing relationship from the cradle to the grave. Nature has bestowed upon northeast India diverse species of bamboo, with 50% of the 128 species found in India being reportedly present across the region. Assam alone accounts for 40 species, one variety and one form of bamboo belonging to 9 genera. Bamboos are arborescent grass belonging to the subfamily Bambusoida of the grass family Poaceae. Well-drained tropical and subtropical habitats with high rainfall, optimum temperature, high humidity and suitable soil types favor the abundant growth of bamboo and its species diversity. Deep loamy soils in the hills, sandy loams and the fertile clay loams of the riverine plains of Assam are considered best suitable for bamboo growth. Although bamboos prefer regions of high rainfall ranging from 1,270 millimeters to about 6,350 millimeters, yet certain species also occur in areas having 700 to 1,000 millimeters rainfall. In a way, the different species are influenced by different climatic conditions and physiography for best performances. Identification and classification of bamboos pose special problems. Flowering, necessary for precise identification in conventional taxonomic procedure, is not always available because of irregular and unpredictable flowering cycles. While certain bamboos may be easily identified, like the thorny species, botanists rely on cum sheets, branching patterns and the growth form to identify bamboos. The shoots, which are usually edible, begin to develop underground in autumn and contains all the basic organs of the cum. The shoots appear above the soil at a specific time of the year, depending on the species. The cum gives the whole plant its character. The cum is divided into segments comprising nodes and internodes. The tough nodes stabilize the cum, as in the case in grasses and cereals. In summer and autumn, the rhizome builds up and stores all the materials required for rapid growth the following spring. The reserves are mostly the raw materials for tissue growth produced through photosynthesis. It is a characteristic of bamboos that the leaf blades always has a stalk which helps them remain evergreen and survive even in harsh rains. The cum sheets protect the growing internode. Once the growth ceases, the cum sheets dry and often takes on attractive colors. They stay attached for a variable time depending on the species. The general appearance, size, shape, texture, color of the cum sheath and the form of its blades, auricles, legile and oral setae at its tip are useful characters for identification. The number of branches of the node is an important taxonomic characteristic in identification. While certain species has only one branch per node, others have two main branches with sometimes a third weaker branch. Aerial roots in bamboo is an interesting feature, with certain species bearing roots primordia at nodes as high as the mid-cum, ready to establish new cums and the rhizomes at a number of nodes. Bamboo follows two growth patterns depending upon the growth behavior of the rhizome. Sympodial bamboos follow the growth characteristics of open or closely packed groups and are usually found in the subtropical and tropical climatic zones only. Monopodial or running bamboos have long, creeping rhizome branches with cums widely spaced from each other. The monopodial bamboos are mostly found in the temperate regions of the northeast. Few species like the Melocanna bassifera grows in the subtropical zones of Assam as well. Rhizomes are underground stems which grow and branch away from the bamboo plant, enabling new territory to be colonized. Cums arise from the rhizomes to form the aerial part of the bamboo. Assam, the land of hills, rivers and people, belonging to diverse cultural traits. The hills of Karbi Anglong in Assam are not only rich reservoirs of bamboo in the state, but is also the home to ethnic people living in close harmony with nature. As the day unfolds for the Jhumia society living within the hills, life even for a single day seems impossible without the precious bamboo. The easily regenerable bamboo continues to serve man's ever-dependable purposes, evolving with time into a vibrant culture, guided by the sense of community living. Community living is play and work together, and each individual participates in the goings-on, and they are not always functional. The equipment for the field and the hearth come from bamboo, and the skill is handed down from generation to generation. It is a story of a burgeoning symbiosis which unfortunately also betrays the difficulties of living. For a community living in such difficult terrains, responsibilities of life are not always easy. However, as in the case of the activities of the elders or in the fun and frolic of childhood, bamboo is always the natural choice. The time-tested empirical knowledge growing out of man's understanding of his environ, also resulting in the man in bamboo tradition, is best reflected in the household utilities, with almost every material made with bamboo. If the popular use of bamboo in cooking presents a picture of traditional continuity, the simple dhoasang or the suspended shelf over the central fireplace in a house is always a pleasing sight of self-sufficiency. It is here that food is often stored and fishes and meat are smoked. Sharing, though, is always the norm in the case of food as in work. The plains of the vast Brahmaputra Valley presents an equally vibrant continuity of a tradition that can trace its roots to a common cultural bond shared with the rest of Southeast Asia. Once a part of the migration corridor from Central and Southeast Asia, Assam along with the rest of Northeast India became the settling ground for tribes and communities, distinct in culture, yet symbolically sharing a common bond with bamboo. And in adjusting to the parameters set by nature and rested by the vagaries of the elements, the community participatory system remains the essence within the largely egalitarian societies. Togetherness is a determining trait in the lifestyle of the communities. The ambience is itself open and inviting. This is physically as well as metaphorically true, and is more explicit inside the houses on stilts. There definitely are adult pursuits, as in the making of apong, the traditional rice beer. This, however, is taken ritualistically and is a significant part of their faith. The animals too are a part of the household. Here cane and bamboo are tied in a natural bond and go together. And what is more, in this rain, flood and earthquake-prone zone, these structures abide with the ease of nature. Every sung or the platform on stilts has its own distinctive characteristics, not only in its shape but also in terms of its ambience. Here, life revolves around activities where use and beauty overlaps. It is a pride on the part of every family to possess a loom at home. Always set in a convenient position outside the house, it is here that the skills and dreams of the women transform into colors and forms of sheer wonder, of course aided by the use of bamboo. The dynamics of every culture depends not in rigidities but in the flexibility of being. Intrusion of otherwise alien market products within traditional folds is quite natural. However, the community's faith and dependence on bamboo continues unabated, meticulously passed on from generation to generation. Even the simple moita, or the ladder made out of a single piece of bamboo, remains indispensable in the life of the self-sustained people in the plains. It is only natural to find one such ladder in every backyard, where birds and plants live in unison. And as the evening unfolds, life on the Sang raptures into activities. This is invariably followed by preparations for meal. The Khamtis in Upper Assam especially use the Khaulam bamboo, as it is commonly called, for the purpose. It adds a special taste and aroma to the cooked rice. While the hollow bamboo tube serves the purpose of a pressure cooker, every other aid for cooking are fine works of bamboo. Even the dried rhizomes are not left apart and are used as precious firewood. Bamboo has always primordially figured in the life of the mostly agrarian communities of the rich Brahmaputra Valley. Whether equipment for harrowing the soil in anticipation of the rains, or even the farmer's cane constantly goading the cows, bamboo is the natural choice in preparing the sun-drenched soil of teeming hope and aspiration. As the rains begin, nature bestows its charm on the land and its people with Pohag, the spring. Spring is not simply a season for an Assamese. It is the lifeline, the inspiration of folk life and belief in the mutuality of being. It is the time when life rejuvenates within nature, as does the souls within every Assamese as they discover the spring in varied activities under the same roof. While the young men enthusiastically engage themselves in making musical instruments, there is no lack of enthusiasm in the old man's weaving a jappi, the traditional sun hats, or even the mother slicing bamboo shoots for the hearth. Bamboo shoots form one of the most popular ingredients of local recipes, not only across Assam but in the whole of Northeast. Even the entire process of spinning the muga yarn, the enduring silk of the area, relies almost entirely on bamboo implements. And as the youths dance in the open celebrating spring, spirits rejuvenate in mutuality with nature to the twang of the Jew's harp or the intricate percussions of fashioned bamboo tubes. Even fishing is no individual utilitarian pursuit across the countryside of the Brahmaputra Valley. It is again an occasion of the community where they had always been and even now are using fishing implements made of bamboo. Such occasions are always a relief for the community from their daily routines. The old and the young joyously wading through mud and water with the single pursuit of happiness. The forest is always generous in providing man with its resources. The indigenous man too knows how to depend on it selectively. The total bamboo growing area in Assam is estimated at 1 million hectare with a potential estimated yield of 1.21 million tons. However, unplanned management and overt influence of a section of bamboo-based industries is fast leaving its fearsome imprint across the land. When bamboo now is being exploited unsystematically for commercial concerns, they tend to lose sight of the imperatives of regeneration. But the entire destructive process could have been checked if the traditional expertise and interest in bamboo regeneration is harnessed and augmented with modern methods. Otherwise, it will very soon evolve as an unrepentable threat to man, his tradition, his environment. Bamboo is today making remarkable inroads into the modern urban living. But the character has changed because it is more aesthetic or decorative here against its essential functionality in the country. Realizing the promising potentialities of bamboo resources, fresh vision is seeing the light of the day. Modern know-how along with advanced technological aids from abroad are trying to develop a tradition into more market-friendly possibilities. The change, though, seems significant considering the growing market for bamboo products in India and abroad. However, in this growing drive towards a new vision, the imperatives of bamboo regeneration needs to be immediately addressed. As the time-tested tradition combine and coalesce with the new, one wishes to dream of a self-sustainable future for the societies where man's relationship with bamboo is traditional. Promotional activities like training of craftsmen, supply of adequate raw materials through appropriate budgetary support at the grassroots, along with modern treatment facilities of cane and bamboo, is therefore considered significant. In the societies where community living is still an essence, a systematically viable, cooperative system alone can harness the native skills and help the very society in being self-sufficient depending on the very bamboos they have been utilizing for long. For these people, bamboo is an inseparable part of their being, the symbolical fusion of faith and functionality of life. The assertive role that faith plays in human living and how it is sustained against all odds are a matter of our daily experience. This faith is based on native realities and what they offer. In an agrarian economy, it is the field and fertility that sustains all faiths. Bamboo gives shape and contours to this faith. In the endeavor of the community to dip bamboos tied together, adorned with female garments from the entire village into the field, they ascertain the role of bamboo in man's life. Here too, the festive, religious and functional occasion is sustained only because of community living. And this is how hope scores the sky.